BartendingPro here. Let's just dive right into this, shall we? I think one of the main reasons that people are attracted to the service industry and especially bartending is how many social opportunities that you have and how many options you have at your fingertips. You're a kid in a candy store in this situation, and this is something that's super attractive, get it? It might be one of the reasons why you're considering, or people in general consider getting into bartending. It's like you have all this options to massively increase your social circles within, certain reasons. Depending on where you work, you're still in this like unique position of, not like power, but you're in this like position where people kind of look up to you, and you're like a mini celebrity. With anything, with matters of the heart, there's good and there's bad. The good, obviously, is all the options that you have. At the same time, once you start to increase those interactions, the more problems come along with it. Mostly good, but it can be bad. Guys, girls, goes both ways, right? Doesn't matter. You gotta be careful because you can get some crazy people. There's crazy and some crazy dudes out there in the world. We'll go back to the coworkers. Obviously, we went on a tangent talking about sleeping with your customers. That kind of wraps it up. I mean, that's basically, you just gotta be careful. You don't want to get going too much with your customers just because you might get a crazy one and they might hunt you down and stalk you. I don't know. Maybe personal experience. Maybe it's just what I've heard. So since I went on a tangent about customers, so coworkers, this adds a whole nother layer of gotta play it cool, gotta be real careful. First and foremost, obviously, generally the policy at most establishments is don't fish from the company pier. If you've ever heard that, that just means don't f*** everybody that walks through the front door that you work with, because it makes things very awkward and starts all kinds of drama and shit that you don't want to deal with every day when you're at work. So, that being said, this happens constantly. And a good thing about the service industry and working as a bartender that you'll find is there's generally a nice, even balance of guys and girls. And then the other thing that you'll notice is most oftentimes there tends to be an attractive element in the decision making for those who get hired. Not saying that that's legal or that it should happen. I'm just saying that maybe most of the time that it does. Not only do you get to know all these people, but they ain't half bad. You can go in and say, I'm good. I'm not gonna sleep with anybody. Even if you're single, right? And you're like, no, this is strictly work. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do my job, and I'm gonna be straight by the letter. Bullshit. There's something that happens when you spend that much time with anybody of the opposite sex that's even sort of attractive to you. There's this sexual chemistry that starts to happen. There's these sexual tension that starts to build that is inevitably going to boil over into a situation where you're after work hanging out, having drinks, and next thing you know, making out or whatever. And that, in my opinion, just comes down to how much time you spend with somebody. When you spend that much time with anybody, you get to know each other really well. When you get to know each other really well, they realize, hey, you're awesome. I want to make out with you. And there you are. And just by that nature of it happening on its own, it's really easy. So don't think, if you're new to this, that you're going to go in and like, all right, okay, which one I want to pick my own, okay, I'm going to work on. Don't do anything, right? Just take your time. You're not going anywhere. Maybe it's a seasonal hostess girl. She's just there for the summer. Maybe you can put a little more into it. But generally, you don't really have to do much. Just kind of go in, be yourself, get to know everybody. It'll happen naturally on its own. So you don't have to try. It's really easy. Have you ever seen the show Waiting? Is it called Waiting? I think it's called Waiting. Anyway, it's this movie about if you want to know what it's like at an establishment or a bar or restaurant, watch that movie. I mean, that is it to a T. The last thing I'll say, because this is starting to get long, is how to stay out of trouble. Like I said, this can get real sticky at work. Be careful not to break hearts. Be careful not to just burn through everybody in the place, because it's not like when you get wasted and you go home with someone one night stand, you're like, all right, well, fuck you, I'll never see you again. With work, you don't have that option. You're gonna see them later that day, that night, or tomorrow, or within a few days. So you can't go hide and run away if you do something that you really are gonna regret. And if you do, then you have to be prepared to deal with the repercussions of the whole situation. I think you get the point. Be careful, don't piss anybody off, choose wisely. Oh, of course, be safe, wrap it. There's some dirty people in the world. All right, that's it for this one. Make sure you share this video if you thought it was fucking epic, and make sure you subscribe. Peace! For more kick-ass videos, check out these playlists. And subscribe to get new videos. Bartending Pro out!